Blood in with the mob. Let the young niggas at large. Why not see my young niggas in charge? Why you in G? That's a life way. Is that at a highway you play and you probably see stars? Well, I probably see bars. Shots to the top and ass shit for a start. Put that bitch on the lick with a brick of that oil. Watch it whipping that joy and see that whole life on my dick and get hard. When these niggas get hard, betraying they gangster, but bitch, you know I knew that shit from the start. Stick on my hip with that dick in a rock. Step in my clip, make it easy to bow. Make the best of head like you ain't see what you saw. Sorry, I can't recall. On the block with that dope, had on swerving.
How you feel about your career now? You feel like you reached your plateau right now, or you feel like you still?
I got one. I don't think about none of this shit.
No.
Man, they said that it's like they've had like an age limit on when you supposed to just stop being a rapper. Jay-Z put a tape out right now. Niggas on the internet gonna go crazy. He gonna name 6 paintings none of us know nothing about, and they still gonna buy this shit. Jay-Z's fucking. I don't know how old Jay-Z is, but he's older than me.
Right.
If he can still keep going, so can I. Too Short is probably the only person I've ever seen. Nope, I can't say he retired because he still performed. But either way, all that shit sound great. Rap music is the only genre where that exists. If the Rolling Stones go on tour, put a tape out, rock and roll fans eat that shit up, they love it.
Straight up.
If an old rap nigga do it, then you washed up and you fell off. Right. It makes no sense at all. So in this game, they don't appreciate the pioneers. They don't appreciate the icons. So I'm not looking forward to being appreciated. I don't give 2 fucks. But what I can bet my money on is somebody's gone through or going through or about to go through something I've been through.
Right.
So shit, as long as I can do this shit, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
the only way this is gonna stop is if it stop, if it stop financially, covering it. The second I can't survive off of this shit, then that's a total different thing. And that's not because I don't love what I do, because I do love what I do. I don't love the music industry. That's a whole nother thing. But in shit in real life, man, this is the reason I get to do this, is because it financially it covers everything. Right. If it didn't, I would have to do what financially covers everything. Right. And shit, I'm 40, man. I can't be, I can't go work a fucking 9 to 5 and then get off and go rap and shit. My wife would be bitching.
Let me ask you. So in your rule book was vulnerability in there? Because these new set of tapes, I hear a lot of more personal stories, you know what I'm saying? Where it's the, mama's revenge, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you got
ignorance is bliss, you know what I'm saying?
But you got to consider, I came in, I was already releasing music.
Letter to My Son was my
first
time. That was my first time getting on.
What happened is earlier in my career, I had less control, and then as I grew independently, I gained more control. So a lot of the shit I learned, me being signed in 2010, I think. When I got signed, I put aside everything I thought I knew so I could learn what's going on. And as I learned, I kind of put myself in the box, if that makes sense. Because I would go in and I had 70 records for Cool and Dre. They didn't release a single one. But they problem with the records was they was too personal, if that makes sense. So they need to be club songs or pop, they need to be more, more, I don't know what the fuck you would call it.
Right.
But they needed more of that. They needed me to be something that I wasn't. Because in real time, I couldn't see my son. It wasn't just a song. I literally couldn't see my son. They was offering all kinds of crazy shit that would only help me. I don't need to help me. I need to help my situation.
Right.
I'm trying to see, I don't want to go longer without seeing my son. I'm trying to, fix what I got going on. So the pain never left. So you got records, like even back then, you got records where the pain seeped through. It just was me forcing the record, not forcing the recording, but forcing the record to see the light of day.
Right.
Like
up.
records like Feeling Like Mike.
That was 12, 13
like Vent. That's what I'm saying. I pushed the button on these records. Once the internet went up, you put that shit out there, it don't come back unless you did it. And instead, the cassette sex tape. He the only nigga on the planet that was able to erase something from the entire internet. But other than that, once it hit the internet, ain't no coming back from it. So that's once I learned that them records that I just named, you only heard them because I pushed the button on them. And that's because I believe more in myself, which I don't, I don't resent no nigga for that. I don't fuck with them because that's a whole nother thing. Right. But I don't resent them for not believing in me. I'm the one that's supposed to believe in me. So in that fashion, I just said, fuck it, man. The reason people, like, even now, Jalen is turning 15. And people tell me how much they love Letter to My Son. So when I hear that tells me my real life is worth paying attention to. Yeah. Cause I got no gimmicks. The only gimmick I have is that I can rap. I can make my real life rhyme. So I said, fuck it. That's where I'm going. If this shit mean a 60-year-old man can walk up to me and tell me he relate, and a 7-year-old tell me they like the beat on or whatever the fuck, then all right, I'm doing something right. But the only way I could do that was to say, I'm the one in charge of this. Right. And like I said a second ago, tape might come out, tape might not come out. I got a distribution deal. In this deal, it doesn't say I have to turn in certain projects. Yeah. You just say a project.
So you're not signed to no label or nothing?
I'm my label. Yeah. All this shit's on me. Mm-hmm. So if a June tape come out, that's great. Yeah. If it don't and a July tape come out, that's great. If nothing comes out till fucking 2020, I did 17 tapes. So I think for like fan wise, I think I earned the space to relax. Right. If ever I felt the need.
Years. Motherfucker gotta, cause see, it's records that it's records on every mixtape that I didn't lash to.
It's about 200 something. And they're not mixtapes because in the essence of a mixtape, every record is somebody else's record.
Right.
And that's the real, but that's the real. That's the old school mixtape. Everybody now.
Once you sell it, it ain't a mixtape no more.
Right.
Okay.
Once you make $1 off of it, it ain't a mixtape no more.
Okay.
So all these shits, none of these shits is free. It costs money to make them shits. Mm-hmm. We took time, effort. My engineer got to be the engineer. My producer got to produce. And I got to be the artist. All that shit take time, money, and effort. So I don't go in and say, this is an album, this is a EP or whatever. I let the streaming platforms do that shit on their own. Okay. Spotify call an EP a single. Apple call it an EP. Yeah. I don't care. That shit don't mean shit to me. I get it out. I understand how that can be important, but it's just not important to me.
Cause you'll drop like 8 songs on one motherfucker.
Right.
You drop 10 songs on one
and
motherfucker.
if you miss the tape,
drop 5 songs on one.
Listen, if you miss it, it's so much shit out right now. It's impossible to keep up with everything anyway. I ain't in this for shock value. So I ain't put this tape out because this is the perfect time to put a tape out. I don't give a fuck who dropped today. I don't give a fuck if they dropped yesterday. Drake can drop the same. I don't give 2 fucks. You might not hear my shit for 2 months. I do not care. But when you do hear it and something grabs you, I achieved my goal. That was the whole point. It don't matter if it happened later. What's that song? A Chris Brown song? Under the Influence. Nigga shot the video for the song 3 years later.
Come on now, the motherfucker.
You can't tell me what I can do.
Straight up.
I got nothing against that. That's my assurance. That reconfirms it to me.
That
ain't no rules in this shit.
Hot after that shit got hot an album later. So this song off this album, he dropped an album before he dropped his latest shit. Right. Got hot. So now he back jamming this motherfucker, bro. That shit was hard.
Listen, if you sitting here right now when you sell different color t-shirts, you sold the red shirt and it wasn't really pumping, and then you sold the white shirt was hidden, and then right before you was for to make a blue shirt, that red shirt started pumping. You gonna say, no, that's in the past. We moving on. Hell no. You gonna
keep on selling.
What, the red shirt selling? Hey, send me 100 more red shirts. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I took all of the outside, the overthinking. I took that out of it. I just do what I feel like doing. So, like I said, if you missed the tape, that's fine. I'm not writing down. You ain't on my hit list because you missed the tape. But, if you miss the tape and you catch it a year later, a month later, a week later, none of that shit matters as long as the music gets to you when it gets to you. And I'm a firm believer that you don't pick the music you love, it picks you. You're not riding around saying, man, I want to hear some new shit from somebody I ain't never fucking heard of and fall in love with their songs. Mm-hmm. That ain't how it happens. You moving around, doing whatever you're doing, and you hear it. However you heard it, you could have heard it because you scrolled past it. You could have heard it because you was playing something else. And you know how the streaming services do your shit. After you heard what you intended to hear, you hear something else they picked for you.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter how it got to you. Whenever it got to you, it picked you. Before you know it, even if you heard it one time, you're like, damn, man, what was this song? You might not have heard it for weeks or months or whatever, and you heard it again. Oh, shit, that's the song. I fuck with this. Now you trying to, what's that shit? Shazam.
Yeah.
Man, my Shazam shit, I ain't never seen these kind of numbers before. I never pay attention to this kind of shit. I paid attention to that because that tell me if a person Shazam my song, that means you never heard of me.
Right.
You wanted to know
Trying
what
to
the
see
fuck
who
is
the
this
fuck
I'm
this
hearing.
is.
Yeah, straight
Right.
up.
So
right.
when I say that, so again, I'm doing something right. So, you know, all the shit I'm doing wrong, I don't much matter because what I'm doing right is, you know, outweighs it.
I got 2 more questions, man.
Oh, indeed.
Man, what is your favorite? What's the your current favorite song that you done recorded?
Damn.
It could be old or it could be new. I'm gonna tell you, my favorite was Bang when I was young. Bang was my shit because I thought, nigga, I'm seeing nigga, that video by itself, so many guns. When I was a young nigga, I'm like, nigga, I'm hyped,
Man,
nigga.
there's so many felons in that video. But that's if you go back, for people that's watching it, you never even seen it. If you go back to that video, see, I come from
straight up.
what my boy said, the hood. I come from not the internet hood. I come from from the real environment. So if you watch that video, you can't identify a single face. Even though you can identify mine, you still can't really identify. You know, if we was in court and there's the benefit of the doubt, there's a benefit of the doubt. That could be me, or could just be a light-skinned nigga with a mask on. It's just really tough to tell.
Right.
But you don't see anybody's face in that video, and you don't see a single person. That's the only only video I got with real guns and that's actually in it. The lawyer video got a bunch of prop guns. But either way, it's the only video I got with real guns, and not a single one gets touched by a person in that video.
Right.
And
not one time.
That motherfucker had so many
but you know
guns
that was the art to it, because you know I wasn't trying to. The point of the video wasn't to intimidate in any shape, form, or fashion. Just like, you know, this is the environment. You know, this is where I come from. And sometimes, you know, people will hear certain records and they think I'm a backpack rapper or some shit. Yeah. And then, you know, that's when you get weird comments and shit. People get
But you can tell by the lyrics. You can tell.
But see, everybody ain't listening to
them punchlines, them shit you been saying lately, man. That shit been having me like. I'm talking about. I would literally like say, you know what I'm saying. So I might be working. I'm delivering shit, and while I'm packing shit, nigga, I might hear something and say, "What the fuck?" Like the other night, I'm bumping the latest joint. Man, that motherfucker said, I've been selling pounds way before they call them hashtags. Sure, and I said, cause what the fuck is a hashtag? The pound sign. Boy, I'm talking about, nigga, I'm in that bitch wig, and I said, this nigga is hard, but you know what I'm saying? Bro, straight up, like you've been like, I don't know what's been going on with your punch, like your shit. Can we please get some of this creative energy for Step Brothers for Life? Jesus Christ, I need.
Listen, Step Brothers for Life is all right, everything you've ever seen that's got a part 2 or 3 and 4 and 5. The further they go, the more watered down. I haven't seen The Last Bad Boy, so that ain't part of what I'm saying. Yeah. But every time, you know, I'm hoping so.
It's hard.
From the numbers, they doing great numbers. I seen like a list. It was like, you know, every time you put out another one, they do better than the one before.
I ain't like 3.
So that's great.
4 hard.
But that's what I'm saying. So we wanted to keep our integrity. We don't want to go in and say, oh, well, they want a 4, let's go and do a 4. Because they how neither of the other 3 were done. You know, we did it on our own time. We did it, like, you know, artists say they had to take time in between their albums so they can experience life. Because, you know, for people that put their life in the music, I don't much work in that fashion. But that's how it had to happen for me and him. It's got to be not like we know we setting up time right now to start on it, but we got no deadline on it. Right. Like we ain't you know, we ain't trying to rush it. We ain't trying to or we ain't trying to. I don't know how I would say it. None of this shit is arranged.
Scripted.
Right.
Like,
You
it's
know,
forcing
we ain't
this
in
shit.
that. We ain't saying, hey, we're gonna do this kind of song or that kind of song or
By
use
this
this
date.
person or whatever. Nothing. We got no kind of, we never had those kind of guidelines or outlines. And since we never used the outline and it's been this successful, that's why. It's because it came, it was organic.
We link, we doing
Right.
music.
So we're in the same space. And I've probably seen Star about 30 fucking times in like the last 2 months. And we ain't recorded a single record. But that's because
Man.
our shit ain't based off, like it
Music.
came from that.
Right.
But at some point, like Star, you mentioned the pictures from the wedding. Star was one of my what the fuck you call it? Groomsmen, right?
Yeah.
Star was one of my groom. Like this is really my family.
Right.
It ain't just cause of a record. It ain't we ain't around each other for the hype. Every time ain't no cameras involved. So when it comes to the music, that's it's a plus.
Right.
So what we do we did maybe 5 or 6 records we planned to put on Step Brothers for life, and then
And you put them on your shit.
they went on different tapes.
My favorite track, and nigga, this Lil Giants. That motherfucker there.
No, none of those.
That's my
Lil
shit.
Giants is a record that none of that come from what was recorded for Step Brothers 4.
Okay.
Everything you've heard since January 2023, not a single song is more than a week or 2 old from that month. So even with that, like I was putting out so many tapes that like I had to hit Star and like I called him like, I got a record I need you on for to send it to you now. And he knocked the record out, he sent it back. And he was like, man, it's like you called me 2 days later with another record.
Straight up.
I'm like, yeah, I'm working on another tape. So I had to consider that, he got a real life too, of course, because I'm in the zone I'm in. I'm not doing it to compete or
straight up.
to convince him to do the same thing. That if you ain't in the space for this, you can't do this.
Right. I didn't hear you on this song.
And at the same token, like even for Step Brothers 4, even though his daughter's 5 now, probably on the way to 6. So he been a father we'll give him 6 years. I've been a father for 15 years. So certain things like it take a while to be able to do both or to learn how to wear both hats.
Right.
So even when you think I don't know if y'all got kids or not, but even when you think you got it figured out, you don't.
Just have the daughter.
Right. And then when they, you would assume once they, first you have the child, you think once the child start walking, you have it more figured out. Then they start walking and you don't got it figured out. Then they start going to school. You don't got it figured out. Then they start dating. I ain't all the way into that space yet, but it's going to happen. And when it happens,
my oldest son,
you ain't got it all figured out.
I gap just like y'all. It's like he been a father.
Fuck you, nigga. Nah, my son, he's gonna be 15.
15. I've been a daddy for 3. So it's like.
So you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Even
but I just started
though you both know what fatherhood feel like, you in different spaces with it. So it's certain shit he kind of got to figure it out or maneuver to make time to do. And that shit come easy to you. You've been doing it for however long you've been doing it. I got 8 kids, so a lot of the shit that's new to Star, I've been through it.
Right.
But that it worked the same way when it come to music. So now it ain't like, consider he live in Nashville, I live in Memphis. Even though it's just 3 hours away, it's 6 hours because you got to get there and you got to get back. 6 hours sound cool. You can sit right here and say, yeah, all right, well, we're going to get together Wednesday and do yada, yada, yada. And then, what's the day? Saturday. So Monday, your daughter come home with a fucking paper to say they got some kind of cheerleader practice Wednesday.
You gotta go to practice.
That's your life.
You gotta go to practice.
Now, the fact that we tied in, we locked in, he know he's not gonna suffer no turmoil for that. When he hit me and say, hey, Chris, even if he hit me Wednesday and say, bro, I forgot, I gotta take my daughter to the so-and-so. It's all good. We work it out, we figure it out. But that's what I'm saying. That's why Step Brothers is necessary. Step Brothers is it's on our list of things to do, but real life takes precedence. So when we get to it, we're gonna get to it. But what I can guarantee is that when it happens, it's gonna be natural, it's gonna be organic. It ain't gonna be forced in no shape, form, or fashion. And for us, that's what means everything.
More mystic I don't do high fives. I flex to the right side and left your eyes wide. Tied in with the mob. Got plugged in, call me a wise guy. Blood in with the mob.